private livings can observe, we will suggest here, quite simple, quite clear, two policies by governance, risk and compliance. And it's like this. The first one is to have in mind that a lot of people is in deep shit. You didn't believe in my research, you challenged me, and then I fuck you up. Now you do not like to be in the situation that you are, completely exposed and subjugated by law. But this is the law and order review for the reviewing as Operation Third Win, which goes as overpriced contracts and payments exploded like globally, and then we use our economic and control model to do the analysis of the economic segments, have the measurement very crude and simple by econometric, and the taxonomy as evaluation by binary codes, codifying values as behaviors. The clusterization of behaviors indeed sets the image of something, and the image of something with functional relation brings ourselves to the concept as domain, and it's carry the elements as function despite it's a relation, because the function you kind of have one input for a unique and exclusive output. The relation is something promiscuous. I'd say you can switch things, and this idea goes by you can't have the application as COBOL 50 based on function 1100 by falsification of values considering the relational association and integration observed, for instance, using the relational database as analysis to get the trending that your system, structure, company, or entire conjuncture go. And you will check that indeed the falsification of values 11 and 00 carry moments and bring ourselves to the analysis of moment that had been carried by something or someone else. And the moments are 1, 1, positive, okay, COBOL 50, 00, different area, okay, COBOL 50. COBOL on 2022, abandoned since the 8th, is unable to get the point, but we kind of pointed COBOL to get the gap at this period by a simple thing, which is the association as relational interconnection side to side needs a gateway. This gateway of different things indeed is a failure of two things that shouldn't be mixed, qualified as negative one. The negative one as approach, considering isolated areas, positive one, internal value, negative one, it's the corruption non-regular areas. And we, for instance, let's suppose set the monitoring procedure as follow-up, considering perhaps the law about organized crime and transnational organized crime in Brazil, and we will get that the corruption non-regular area indeed has a criminal intent unveil the element of value by behaviorism qualified and classified as 00. And we have levels as behaviorism. Levels of behaviorism indicates the kind of association that we have, and you had indeed by this kind of pattern. Positive one, you will show yourself respectful as positive one, regular area on your office, on your department, on your local court, whatever. But you are corrupted, and you are alone, or you try to get someone to your scam, you show kind of your intention. I mean, your intention, which is bring the elements from corruption through the criminal organization as a deeper level. And if this go by considering the spiral analysis by gains, according with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a report made by them, indeed, the levels bring our sense to the Ponzi scam. And this was indeed confirmed on public budget and traced from interval 0 up to 33 trillion, cut on 1 trillion, and the identity as 33 trillion, which is liquidity money, implies the entire items and services offered by 197 nations. It's the investment saving curve Hicks model, I think. Then we'll check that when we got this, indeed, we got the interface and the preparation of the future by something and the microeconomic behavior on electoral and central bank as the third way. Indeed, you have an interest number one, interest number zero, and the third way as fusification of both in macro perception. We will have three types of behaviorism in global scale and the projection on our curve from present time considering crime since 1988 projected up to 2028 as 33 trillion indeed will not have the 197 nation but carrying deeper value as 198 199 200 s immigrants, transnational organized crime, and the Constitutional Committee, which can act by infiltrate the agent as the law authorizes. And get this. And we trace the exchanged market, which is indeed the interface between the liquidity money as cut on 1 trillion projected to 33 trillion as investment save, which implies the domain of economic factor restructuring the economy in global scale, and this is the pandemic, organizational mobilization of transnational organized crime, but we applied our control model and theory at this, and we control the economic theory. And the interval now that is a gap between the liquid money curve since 1988 up to 2022 with limit 33 trillion and cut on 1 trillion blocked the chain to get this future that you desire by intent negative one as corruption on real economy and motivation and will very strong as criminal purpose to achieve the economic empowerment by all ways. And the redistribution from this brings ourselves to a projection or a image. It indeed will be the reality of this Ponzi scam because indeed you do not have this money because it belongs to the state. And to get this, you did the treason of state. We get this from obstruction of justice, that is on suggested to be on trial by jury. The decision belongs to the great jury. Then we will suggest to offer a judicial bargain all the time because we have a lot of heads on it and it's a number, very significant. Then we will check that the bargain offered as judicial agreement must be used as a privilege since you get information and elements to, have the situation or keep the control that you have on present time. This is a financial service. Then we will suggest that it's on blog. The second line at the topic. It's another police that I'm not having on mine right now. I'm trying to watch the NBA, have my off season. You know, my effort is much more than what you expected, but it's exactly what you need. I'm kind of, you know, reborn the entire system and things on USA because Brazil denied, considered a big crap. But I think that America like it and the Europe a big piece of that ancient and hostile continent like it in the same way, and maybe the Asia with the Japan, things like this. But the decision, as we told, always belong to you. This model without the application, which implies the accusation formally presented by the prosecution America to get the trial as obstruction and offering the bargain as judicial procedure all the time before the claimed decision belongs to you. And then you have how helpful, heavy, solid, concrete, and useful is this model, which has value, has integrity and dignity to claim the industrial crime suffered by this research and this research with all interest on it. We recommended the criminal conviction of all, but always offering the bargain as a choice because America is the land of freedom and the freedom is a bless. But if you do not consider yourself with mentally preparing to get this as a bless, you will try to destroy this, and this is a premise of Brazil, this is a premise of USA and the entire Western society as constitutional and that you didn't respect in the same way. But we are not like you. We do not have the same need as you did to get traced by the fake data on that crap named Deep Web. We work the reality of facts and circumstances by notoriety of things that is presented at this trial. And we are requesting one more time the criminal conviction of you all, especially hitting the value and the dignity and the integrity of this research and all interest on it. This is our creditors committee. I am the founder of this. Have a nice night.